Do you need extra money? Are you looking for a side hustle, one that actually works? This is Dena with Left Lane Finds, and I am a reseller, and this is a side hustle that does work. And it works even if you already have a full-time job, if you had kids, responsibilities, pets, it doesn't matter. It's so easy to do, and you can resell just about anything. I started out flipping furniture. I used to get old pieces of furniture and I would repaint them and I'd list them up on Facebook. Well, it was the yard sale sites before they had, Facebook Marketplace, but now we have Facebook Marketplace, and it was quick and easy, and I had so much fun doing it. And redoing furniture has a little bit of like catharticness to it, in like sanding pieces down. Sometimes I sanded, sometimes I didn't, and I would always paint them really pretty colors. And I was getting the pieces, and this is key to reselling. I was getting the pieces for cheap or free. I would pick things up out of the trash. I would get them at yard sales. My friends would find them for me. It was fun to do. And then I would go to Lowe's and Home Depot, and I would go to the shelf or the cart or whatever they had that had the Oops paint. And that they also have stains there too, but I never picked up the stains. I would only ever pick up the Oops paint, and those were the best cans of paint. You could get them for 50 cents, $2. You could get an entire gallon for $9, and that is the paint that I used to use on the furniture. And in the beginning, I wasn't waxing the furniture, and people would ask me about that. They're like, "Oh, is this waxed?" And I said, "No." I said, "Feel free to wax it." I said, or what you can do is you have it that color for a while, and then when you're tired of that color, you can just paint over it, or you can put some sort of accent color on it, or whatever else you want to do, and then wax it. I guess technically they could have sanded it all off. And then surprisingly, a lot of people, I would buy something, say for $3 or $5. I would paint it real quick, and then I would sell it for like $25. And the people buying those pieces after I had sanded and painted them, made them look nice, they were repainting them. They were buying them for $25 to repaint them, because they weren't buying them to resell. They were buying them to put in a guest room, a daughter's bedroom, wherever they were going to put it, because these were all like pastel colors and bright colors, and be great for like kitchens and things. I used to always love to pick up those chairs with the wicker backs and the wicker seats. I just love that. It was really quick and easy to do chairs, and people love that because they can put plants on them. So I probably made, I think in that it was like the first 6 months, because I didn't start it till like I think it was like midsummer is when I started doing that. I made about $1,300 or $1,500. I also sold a few other items, which is kind of back to the normal reselling that you're used to hearing about. I would, buy things at mostly yard sales. I wasn't getting things at the thrift store right away. I was even going around my own house like, what do I have that I can sell? No, those things, if they were given to me, yes, it's profit. But if it was something I bought for $20 and I'm selling it for $10, yeah, I'm only getting half my money back. I wasn't making profit, but I still counted that in, that total I just gave you. Now, what's ironic is coming up this July, which is in a couple months, I have been reselling for 10 years. And I worked full-time. I used to work full-time, part-time. Then I did the reselling. I also like to trade stocks, as I've mentioned a few times. I like to do all that. Super busy, busy gardening. I was always a gardener. And I still like the reselling, because it was pretty much, money was coming in a couple times a week. Instead of having to wait 2 weeks for a paycheck or a week for a paycheck, it was coming in every other day or every couple days. It was, sometimes it was cash. If someone bought a chair from me and it was on my front porch, they were taking the chair and they were putting the cash. I had this metal box on my front porch. This was really the honesty system. I had a metal box there. I had envelopes in it and pens, and they could put the money in there. They could write any note they wanted on the envelope. And I had, I called it the money in the box when I would, know that somebody picked something up. And a lot of times they would message me. And if somebody was home, I would tell the person, oh, go out and get the money out of the box. I wouldn't want the next person coming if there was more than one item out on the porch, if there was multiple chairs or something being picked up that day. It normally didn't work out that way. It was usually like one person at a time coming to pick things up. And so that was always fun. Getting cash every couple days. I'm going to hold on to my selfie stick here because it's getting windy. I don't want it to fall over. I'm at the park right now, and my puppy dog is under this picnic bench. So I think reselling is one of the best side hustles. Another way to think about it is, do you know of something in your garage that is, rusted, broken, just needs some paint or something like that, but it's taking up room in your garage? Do something with it. Sometimes you can just sell it as is, and it's somebody else's project. You're like, oh, instead of just throwing this out to the, trash or the curb or, whatever, I'm going to put a picture up and put it on Facebook Marketplace and sell it for a few dollars. A friend of mine, when I told her about all this reselling, she had a young kid who always had way too many toys. He was getting them from aunts and uncles and friends and his parents and grandparents. Everybody was giving him toys all the time, and he was just one kid. And of course, kids outgrow their toys. They move on to the next new toy that they got from the holidays and their birthdays and all that. So she started selling the bigger items, and those toys sell too. So if you are a parent with kids that have toys, start listing that up on Facebook Marketplace. It will go quickly, and you can make $50 on an item. You could sell a few things and make a couple $100. And isn't that fun? If you made a couple extra $100 in a week, you'd be like, hey, we can enjoy the weekend now. We can go do something fun. We can go to the movies and have pizza, something like that. I always thought of it in the beginning as like pocket money, because that's kind of what it is. It's a little less than a part-time job when you start working, because usually with a part-time job you might work like 20 hours or something like that. And this was taking a lot less time than that. So that's why I suggest this as a side hustle. You can start it off with only listing, oh, do you hear Lola underneath the table? I think she wants me to get going here. You can list up just a couple items, a week, and just keep making that little bits, and then you start to do what I did, and that is I followed my friend Sherry, who is a big time reseller. She's the one who got me selling. She's like, sell on eBay, sell on Poshmark. This is what I'm doing. So I was like following her in her footsteps, and I started selling on eBay and cross-listing the Poshmark. And initially I was just posting clothes to Poshmark and not on eBay. I was putting more house goods and things like that on there. And then lately, the past couple years, I got into vintage. I do put clothing and shoes, handbags. I cross-post it anywhere it can be cross-posted. And then, of course, I added Etsy. And I just got approved to sell on Whatnot. There's other apps out there. I hear of resellers selling on Depop, First Dibs, Mercari, and I'm sure there's oodles of other reselling platforms that you can sell on or places that you can post something to and sell it. I know my one friend refuses to do anything on social media at all. So if he wants to sell something, he only posts it up to Craigslist. That's as far as he goes with that. And it's whatever you're comfortable with. It's a lot of fun. There is a huge community out there. You'll find resellers on Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, TikTok. So we are everywhere, and there is a lot to learn from each other. I certainly learn from everybody. I hope the people that follow my channel learn from me too. And this video is more for like first timers or people thinking about it, or like they're just now looking and they might come across this video. Obviously, if you're a seasoned reseller, you're like, I already do all of this, you know. So this video is more for someone who's thinking about doing it. Sometimes the hardest part is setting up the accounts. Go and open up an eBay account. You might already have one for buying. Buying and selling is the same account, just so you know. Same with Poshmark, buying and selling, same account. Go to Etsy. Now, Etsy is a little different. They have, I guess you can buy stuff. I think it's the same. No, it's the same. They just have different apps for buying versus being a reseller. If you're a seller or reseller, on Etsy, they have a different app for that. So I misspoke there. So it is the same account for buying and selling on Etsy, but they have different apps for the selling features. And oh, there's some people behind me now. I am in a park. So this is just to give you some ideas around like where to start. So the hardest part is to open up the account. I can't tell you how to do that. They change those platforms all the time. Usually it's a pretty easy step, and they just prompt you what information they need, and you set up some sort of payment thing so that you can pay the fees if there's fees for the platforms, or to receive the money the other way when you actually sell the items. You need to set up all of that, and from there then you just start posting your items. Almost all of us have cell phones. You're probably watching this on a cell phone, and you can start taking pictures. You write up a good description and put your price on, list it, and that's how easy it is. The other side of this is shipping, because that held me back a little bit from doing the eBay thing, and I was like, I don't know anything about shipping. Well, there are tons and tons of YouTube videos. I even have some on my channel here on how to ship things. The one thing you want to do kind of ahead of time is make sure you have shipping supplies. You can get some free boxes from USPS.com. Again, you got to set up an account to do that. So you can get some free supplies from them. But for the most part, save all of your boxes from anything else you bought from other companies. Save all your packing material. I also buy the poly mailers. I buy those on eBay. I buy 100 at a time. They have different sizes. They have patterns. You can just get the gray ones if you're not into doing the pattern ones. I love the pretty ones, so I get the pretty ones. And so that's the basics. And so in some cases you do have to spend a little bit of money, and that is totally up to you. Don't go crazy buying stuff at yard sales and thrift stores without knowing how much you can sell it for, because you'll end up with a lot of inventory that can't be moved. You need to learn how to look up comps, and there is plenty of videos on that too. How you search and filter for solds, you know, and what the item sold for, so then you know, should I pay $1 for this item? Oh, it only sells for $3. I'm not going to buy that one. Maybe you pick an item up and it's $3 and it sells for $12 or $15. You're like, okay, that's enough profit. I'll pick that item up. Other items, you know, you pay more, you sell them for more. You might pay $10, $20 for something and sell for $50 or $60. Every once in a while, you get really lucky and you get something at a garage sale for $1 and it sells for $50 or $60. You just never know. Please like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll catch you guys later.